Hello and welcome to Step into Health at QMU, the second semester. You're very, very welcome, and I hope you had a lovely summer and had a nice break, and looking forward to kind of getting a step into S6 and getting started with your application to university. So this is what this presentation is. It's just a very quick fire kind of introduction to what the application process and what's considered and what you can do to kind of help yourself at this moment. Okay. So what we'll look at this session is we're looking at what it looks like to apply to university. We'll just chat very briefly about UCAS. We'll look at the personal statement, kind of what that is included, but very, very briefly, because we have our live sessions coming up in September that you can come along to and get more information there. And also what you can do now to kind of like next steps right now, if you're kind of raring to go and you can't wait until our sessions in September. Okay, so when you're applying to university, a university considers two aspects about yourself. They consider the academic qualifications, so these are qualifications you get from school or college, and your non-academic qualifications, such as work or volunteer experience or hobbies or interests, and also interviews if a course that you're applying for requires you to interview for it. I'll give you more details about that with specific courses at QMU, for example. So academic qualifications, these are the qualifications that you get from school or college. And you may have started your research, you may have looked at some web pages, or you've maybe got some prospectuses of universities, and it might look a bit different, but I'll kind of show you what we ask for at QMU. You can see here it's laid out like this. On our web page, it's kind of laid out with a few other kind of bits of information, but normally it's just under entry requirements for all universities. And quite often they ask for a standard or a minimum of hires. And if you're LEAPS eligible at QMU, then you will be eligible to be considered for the minimum entry requirement, which is 2Bs and 2Cs for this subject. Okay, I've not said what subject this is, it's just an example. And to find out about LEAPS eligibility, if you head to the webpage, I'll put the link on the Teams channel as well and give a bit more information about that when we do our live sessions as well. Required subjects, it's really important for you to pay attention to the required subjects here and make some choices and decisions right now if you need to, and make some changes to what you're currently doing. So, for example, you can see here they're asking for higher human biology or biology and a discursive subject. If you don't have these as part of your portfolio already, like something that you got in S5 and you're not sitting it in S6, and you definitely know that you want to do this course, then you need to make some choices and make some changes and chat with your guidance teacher and get yourself onto a subject that's going to help you to meet these required subject requirements. Non-academic qualifications, work, volunteer experience, hobbies, interests. I don't know what happened to the layout here, sorry, it's to do with how I've uploaded this onto the live session. But yeah, also interviews as well, which I mentioned. I will go into this in more detail in the personal statement sessions, especially about work, volunteer experience, hobbies and interests. And when it comes to interviews, as part of this program, as part of this semester, we will be doing interview prep and guidance and that kind of thing. We'll be doing that after you've made your applications. Okay, so don't worry too much about that. That'll be helpful for you to see what UCAS considers as on a whole, kind of like what they look at. So they need your personal details, they need your course choices, so what courses you're looking to study, education history, so what qualifications you currently have and what you're currently sitting as well, employment history as well, so work experience that you've got, personal statement, that's really important, which of course again I will go into in our personal statement workshops. And a reference as well. So this is a teacher reference, a guidance teacher reference, a subject teacher reference. Sometimes it's a combination of a few. And this is very important for our application process as well, for those universities to consider getting kind of a full picture of who you are and whether we can make you an offer or not. Okay. I'll talk more about references as well in the personal statement sessions. So dates for you to consider, for you to kind of think about right now. Just to say, you can start your application process now on the UCAS Hub. You can go there. I'll put the link on the Teams channel. You can register if you haven't already and kind of look at what it looks like, and look at the webpage as well for UCAS, because this is where everything happens, all the information about applying to university, how you apply to university, that kind of thing. So check out all the resources there. But you can actually apply to university, like submit your application from the 7th of September. And please don't, I'm just going to say this now, please don't. You have plenty of time, and the more time you give yourself to get work experience, volunteer experience, writing your personal statement over and over again, lots of drafts and lots of people giving you feedback, there is no point in submitting it early. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help you get an offer earlier than anybody else. Okay, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So you can apply from now, from 7th of September, and you can start right now on your application on the UCAS Hub. Now you can see 26th of January in 2022, that is the deadline that UCAS set for all applications. Now if you're applying through your school or college, which is what you're doing, then you need to check what their deadline is. There will be a different deadline for you to finish your application by, so that the school can get the reference as well submitted to UCAS. So pay attention to when that is. It could be as early as middle of November or early November. I don't know. It could be December. It just depends on your school. So make sure that you find out what that deadline is so you know what you're working towards. Okay, I thought it'd be helpful to see applications, myths, legends and fairy tales. Just a little something to recognise that there's lots of things going around about kind of there might be an advantage to applying early. And as I said earlier, no, there isn't. There's actually a disadvantage. You're not giving yourself that much time, and there isn't an advantage. It doesn't mean the universities make an early offer to you and give your place away that they would have given to somebody else. There is a whole process and a fair process that university has. So there's no point in applying early. We know who else you've applied to as a university. We cannot see what other universities you've applied to through UCAS. So that's really important for you to recognise, unless you put it in your personal statement, which we say is a massive no-no, and I will talk about that more in the personal statement workshop. Personal statements are not important. That's a big myth, and I've heard it before. It's not the case, especially when it comes to allied health professions, like the courses that you're interested in, and nursing as well. The personal statements are incredibly important, and this is why we run this program, to kind of support you to get as much kind of experience and knowledge about the course that you're applying for and the career that you're going into. This is a really important thing. So personal statements are important. A delay in a university making a decision must be a bad decision. That's not the case. It doesn't mean no news is bad news. It's just the case that some universities might have more staff than others and have a quicker process of doing things, or have a different process of doing things. If your friends hear back before you do, then please don't be disheartened. It might just be the case that the university you've applied for, there's a whole new different system to what they've heard back, okay? And you need to accept the offer quickly. This isn't the case. Wait until you've got all of your decisions back. But we will talk about that a bit later on once we've put in our application. I'll do some advice about that. But yeah, you do not need to accept the offer quickly. Okay, so what can you do now? As I mentioned, UCAS Hub, you can go onto there. If you've not already registered, go on there, have a wee look. Also have a look at all the resources. UCAS is where you can apply to university, but also has a massive amount of resources to help you. You've got downloadable personal statement guidelines and like a kind of template as well. You've got lots of videos. You've got a kind of fantastic bits of resources there, so definitely check that out. What can you also do? Put together a kind of personal action plan. Now you don't have to do this. This is just kind of something, if you feel that maybe that there's a lot of information being thrown at you, you're not quite sure where to start, and this might help you, then you can download this on the Teams channel, and it's just fill it out, write down ideas that you've got for careers, that kind of thing that you want to do, what qualifications you need and what you currently have. The next page here, you've got qualifications that you might need to consider, what course you're interested in, what work experience you've got, hobbies, skills gained from these as well, and also then like write a to-do list. So if you've noticed, I don't have that much work experience, I need some more, then pop that into your to-do list, and it just maybe helped you. You don't have to do this at all, but it's just might be something that helps you. So what also can you do now? Other things. work experience, get some more work experience and career exploration. There's never too much. If you can do it, if you can manage your time, if you can do anything else that you can put into your personal statement that will help you with your application, then do it. Also research the courses you want to apply for as well. So this is really important, because then you can kind of look at the words that they use in the course description. You might be able to put that into the personal statement. We will talk about that more when we talk about our personal statement in the statements in the sessions. But yeah, just kind of say, research what you want, what courses you're interested in. And you'll be offered LEAPS interviews. If you're LEAPS eligible, you should be, but definitely attend those LEAPS interviews and take as much advice from them as possible. LEAPS have a fantastic website. They've got an S6 hub for you to check out all the resources there. They'll lead you through lots of things. So definitely check that out as well, and I'll pop that on the Teams channel. Okay, so hopefully that is a good quick fire tour of what to expect about applying to university. As I say, I'll do the live sessions and personal statements and give you lots of advice. But anything that I've said here that's confused you, I've spoken very quickly. If you have any questions, please do get in touch and ask. I'm also happy to help and give you some advice if you feel like I'm not sitting the right subjects here, I don't have the right portfolio for applying for a course that I'm interested in. Ask me and I will help you. Okay, right. Thanks very much. I look forward to seeing you at the live sessions.